Hi, we're going to do some tutorials here using JASP, and the first tutorial I'm going to show you is an independent t-test. If you look in Blackboard, you'll see some files here under lectures and materials, and I have an HSB as a SAV file, that's with SPSS, and then I've also saved it as a JASP file and a CSV file. I recommend you download the JASP file, and that's what we'll use here. And so when I go and I open up JASP, I can go and I can search for where I've stored that file, and I have it right here. And here it is. This is what I've saved for you. And so the first thing we want to do is we want to run an independent t-test. And so I'm going to look at the differences between males and females on locus of control to see if there's a statistically significant difference between males and females on locus of control. And so the first thing I might want to do is look at some descriptive statistics. And so I'll put on locus of control, and I'll use sex as a split, and that way I can look at means and standard deviations and see that women seem to have a higher locus of control. Remember, these are z-scores, so men are closer to the mean and women are a little bit higher, about a tenth of a standard deviation higher than males. So not much, but still, slightly higher. And why don't we then look at how to run our t-test? And we'll click on t-test, we'll click on independent samples, and I'll put sex as my grouping variable, and I'll put locus of control as my continuous variable, and we can see that there is a statistically significant effect. We can see that females outperform males. Don't pay attention to the negative sign. That's not important. What we see is that there is a significant effect, and when we look at effect size, we see that effect size is small still. Yes, there's a statistically significant effect, but it's a small effect. There's only about a tenth of a standard deviation difference, not very much difference, or in this case, 2/10 of a standard deviation difference between males and females on locus of control. So not a really large difference here. I've already got my descriptive statistics here, but if I didn't print that out, I could have printed them out here, and this gives me my means and standard deviations for males and females, and that might look a little nicer as opposed to this table up here. So if you don't want this table, you can just delete it, and then you have your descriptives really nicely put into an APA style right here. And so there you go. If you don't like the negative signs, if you prefer to look at, well, you can. It looks like you can run a directional test here. We're not going to worry about that. So yeah, you're kind of stuck with the negative signs here, but that's an independent t-test. So I'm going to post this, and you can refer back to it on how to run it.